Welcome to Elvis Fans Matter. Today we got one little bitty short story.
And here he sits. Coach had to get you back.
Beat you, woman. We're going to talk about, somebody had asked a question about the arm bar that Elvis had me in on a set of Follow That Dream. Kind of like this. No. You put
Oh
this,
yeah, like this,
like
that, yeah.
And how that started was, I noticed they had a dress room, a portable dress room for Elvis, and he would go in there during scenes, and so he'd go in there and he'd read his script and he'd touch his makeup. Well, they used to close the door, and I noticed this guy kept, when it was time and all, he'd come up there and he'd knock on the door and said, ready on the set. So I thought, I thought it'd be kind of funny. So they were in the dressing room, and he just got through shooting the scene, and he thought, got a few minutes, which they usually always did, but I turned a few minutes into a few seconds. I went up there and I knocked on the door, and I tried to sound like the guy. I said, ready on the set. Well, here, I heard a voice then. Okay, I'll be out there in a minute. Because he was getting his makeup touched up, And I knew his makeup man was inside, so I waited about a minute. I went up there and I rapped on the door. Ready on the set. I said I'll be there in a minute. He done got a little agitated by then, and I'll be there in a minute, finishing the makeup. So I waited, and I went up and I rapped on the door again. Well, about that time, I heard the door open. When it did, I run around behind. And he said, I'll be out there in a minute. And of course the director said, Mr. Douglas, he said, sorry, we're not ready yet. So he knew then. Yeah. So he waited and got his makeup finished up and all that. And they come out. It was 2 or 3 of them, I think, Gene and Red and Alan probably had all was in the dressing room with him, and had, a lot of times they'd go over the script with him. I'd read the lines from somebody else, and Elvis would, read his lines. So they come out, and of course he knew pretty much who it was, so he started chasing me, but he couldn't catch me. So I saw them all huddled up, but I didn't know, what they was doing. I thought they, get ready to walk on over to the set. So in a minute, I noticed that I was surrounded. So they all started closing in on me, and I had nowhere to run. So he caught me, and I was trying to get him loose and all that, and that's when he got me in an arm lock. Somebody asked me if it was hurting. Yeah, it was hurting a little bit, but
Is that also where the picture was, where they, Elvis and Red had you, and they lifted you up?
Yeah, they finally set me down, and I was going to walk off, and when it did, I felt 2 arms, and they just grabbed me like it, just lifted me up again.
To their level.
Yeah.
That was another short joke.
Yeah, I noticed. But that's how that occurred and all. But I thought it was funny until they run me down.
What I thought was really funny is when y'all were trying to get him to come out of his room, out of the hotel room.
That was another.
You gotta tell that. That is hilarious, and it's just like things that went on, the crazy crap we did.
But we got back and we had the weekend off, and of course everybody was, we had Elvis had a suite, and of course the guys, we usually doubled up and was in a single room, with 2 people in the room, and so we'd all gather, in the suite where Elvis was, and
At the river. I don't know why that just.
Crystal River.
Yes, we will gather at the river. I'm silly today. Go ahead.
All the time, you mean? No. But anyway, we'd gathered in there and we was all talking and watching TV, and Elvis never had come out. Well, I guess it was about an hour or so. He still hadn't come out. So Red said, let's get him out. He went and knocked on the door and he said, Elvis, come on out. Leave me to hell alone, he said. I'll be out there in a little while. So we waited.
Get ready.
Waited. He didn't come out, so Red said, I tell you what, let's smoke him out. Well, I didn't have no idea what he was going to do, but gathered up a bunch of paper and shoved it just barely under his door. And then he got a little thing, like a plate or something that they had right there and to fan the flames. So he lit that sucker up, and boy, it was smoking good. And he did that sort of go up under the door more. And about that time, I hollered, get the fire extinguisher. Caught the damn door on fire. We smoked him out, all right. Cost us a couple $1,000 to replace the carpet and the door. But he come out. We got him out. Red was a character, boy. You never knew. We'll smoke him out.
Smoke him out. But
we smoked him out.
Elvis thought it was hilarious.
He did. He thought it was funny, but he said, that's good.
That's why he always called Red Wile E. Coyote. Wile E. Coyote.
Whatever he did,
it backfired.
Time it backfired on him. But we had fun on all the sets because we was always doing something crazy. But
somebody had asked too about what Elvis thought about when you played Ann Helm.
Oh, he actually couldn't.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh yeah."
Didn't he wind up popping one of your balloons?
Yeah. He said, "Come here, little girl." Well, I got over here, had a pen. He popped one of the balloons. Had redo it again.
We used to go a lot of times. The wives would, and I even carried Danny and Joey too that time, but we would go on location when they would go out and not film at the studio.
Uh-huh.
We went on location and with him for Stairway Joe in Sedona,
mm-hmm.
Arizona, and we had a blast. We had a great time there.
It was fun. But with that, I think we'll kind of cut this one off and maybe move on to some more stories a little later. But right now, I just want to thank everybody for watching our channels, and we certainly appreciate it.
And I want to say too, we do. We want that.
With that, what do we always say? Nothing. Oh,
you always
Elvis fans matter.
For ticket sale information, please reach out to me, Danielle, on Facebook Messenger, or you can shoot me an email at danny_rowe12@yahoo.com. That's Danny, DANI_rowe, ROWE12@yahoo.com. Thanks.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.